Pro tip. If you name your startup after a fresh word from Lord of the Rings, you can still raise 20M without a deck, no cap. Will you cover my new fund, Eye of Sauron Capital? You come into my startup accelerator. On my daughter's demo day. Seize Stripe. 5 tactics for better startup cash flow. Thread. When managing a real company, Accounting 101 begins to make sense. Showing a profit, I thought we were cruising. Until I checked the bank accounts. There had to be a mistake. How can there be profit, but no cash? This, almost catastrophic lesson changed my business forever. I learned revenue and AMP, profit are secondary to cash flow. Cash management is key to a healthy business that can fuel growth and AMP, pay shareholders. Let's dive in. 1. Raise prices. The fear of losing good customers from price increases is typically unfounded. With great service, switching costs outweigh the pain of paying more. How? Communicate often and AMP. Build relationships to decommoditize versus other options. Why? It costs nothing and AMP requires minimal effort to extract more cash from the existing customer base. Better yet, all increases flow in as free cash. Bonus. Non-ideal customers will search for another option. 2. Resource utilization. Maximize return on fixed assets and AMP. Employee efforts before adding more. Suboptimal use of resources is an invisible drain on cash flow. How? Leverage VAs to create more time for employees to work on the tasks that generate cash. Or find additional cash flow sources from existing assets. X. Lease empty offices to solopreneurs. Y. Top performers' time in GT, repetitive tasks. Generating more cash from the existing cost structure has positive influence on ROI. Also, employees are energized and AMP, earn more working on productive tasks. Win, win. 3. Lower overhead over time, its inevitable expenses add up. Review and AMP, trim quarterly. How? Keep an organized P and AMP, L and assign team members to monitor major line items in their department. Marketing, insurance, and SaaS tools are usual suspects for overspend. Why? Random expenses without attributable ROI drain cash flow and AMP, should be removed. Anecdote. Recently received an insurance audit and was overcharged by $23,000. Carefully review audits and AMP paperwork. Don't worry, got it back. 4. RECIEVABLES work completed, expenses incurred, and AMP. No cash collected equals worst case. How? Someone is accountable and AMP incentivized for collecting cash. Also, ask for partial or full prepayment. At a minimum, negotiate contracted payment terms, never more than T30. Why? Providing service without payment is risky as expenses, like payroll, are incurred regardless. Without strict rules, customers will widen the delta between service and AMP payment, causing cash issues to worsen. Be firm about collection. 5. Payables. Random bill pay is the enemy of healthy cash management. How? Someone is accountable and AMP incentivized to set a consistent cadence and AMP method for payment. X. Pay all expenses on the 5th and AMP 25th via credit card. Y. A rhythmic relationship between payables and AMP receivables instills confidence in management. With high confidence, execution of new initiatives and AMP opportunities happens quickly. Speed equals success. If you need further proof, cash is king. Industry leaders have 3x cash on hand compared to industry averages. To go from startup to industry leader, begin with cash flow management. This new thing where startups announce their funding rounds with VC Coachella posters. Man, I dunno. Startups ruined SMS completely with ridiculous amount of spam first. Now I see many of them giving automated IVR calls to remind you to use their app. How is this normal and acceptable? Walmart gets 250M plus monthly traffic via SEO. Of course, they ace many areas in marketing. But is there something we can apply to our own startups? To answer that, let's uncover the secrets of Walmart's SEO strategy that powers $43 billion in online sales. Thread. We'll cover one of Walmart's SEO strategies. 1. What was the issue to be solved? 2. Is there a solution to this? 3. What did Walmart do? 4. How did it help? Thread continues below. Down finger. Learn actionable lessons from real entrepreneurs on Instagram now. 1. What was the issue that needed solving? In any online retail store, items are organized into different parts. So, we have categories and GT, subcategories and GT, products. This helps with organizing the products, but it could be disastrous, SEO-wise. Content. How? Well, Consider a product, A, under subcategory, Y, and category, X, X and GT, Y and GT, A. Now a category can have many different products, for example. Category equals computers, subcategory equals computer accessories, then, product equals keyboard, camera, mice, etc., content. But if you optimize product pages for keywords like camera, keyboard, mouse, etc., then every page will rank for the same keyword, which will result in them competing with each other. For a website like Walmart that has millions of product pages, this is a huge problem. 2. Got it. So is there a solution to this? Yes. We use the concept of taxonomy to solve this. Taxonomy is simply classifying items in a structured way. It is an SEO technique used to organize pages into categories with help of tags. But why should sites use this? Content. Well, 2 reasons. 1. Pages can compete with each other. 2. Product catalog keeps changing, so optimizing pages for main keyword can be wasted effort. With SEO taxonomy, the content is clear to search engines, so visitors are led to specific pages for a given search query. 3. Now, what did Walmart do? Every product page on Walmart is created using a parent-child structure, a perfect example of taxonomy. Let's refer to their page and URL structure to learn how they do it. Content. A page structure. The main domain, Walmart.com, has 50 pages. There are 2 main categories here. 1. Departments, things you can buy, shoes. 2. Services, services you can utilize, autocare. The electronics department is one such department, among others. Content. It is further split into TV, tablets, computers, etc. Computers are then split into laptops, desktops, etc. So if you search laptops, it will show you a landing page with all available laptops. Clicking on any one laptop will take you to a dedicated product page. Content. Final structure. Domain and GT, Walmart.com department and GT, electronics category and GT, computer subcategory and GT, laptop, which leads to a product. Here, each preceding page is the parent, and the following page is a child. Each page is optimized for a unique keyword. B. URL structure. Similar to the page structure, there is also a URL structure. A rule of thumb in SEO is that URLs should be short. So instead of mentioning each stage of the structure like NLT, product name, and GT, content, Walmart simply uses the product name as the slug. So the URL structure is walmart.com, IP, and LT, product name and GT. In the case of category or subcategory pages, the IP changes to CP, so the URL is walmart.com, CP, and LT, category and GT. 4. Amazing, right? But how did it help Walmart? Well, using taxonomy tells Google that children pages do not mean to compete with parent pages. This is helpful because search engines can navigate through pages easily. Users can clearly find what they want, content. Overall, this very extensive strategy has paid massive dividends. Walmart's SEO stats speak for themselves. ACC to Ahrefs, Walmart gets 252 million monthly organic traffic. Crazy, right? Content. Walmart's SEO and AMP marketing efforts with the Taxonomy Strategy act as a booster for their sales. In 2021, while the world was in lockdown, it reached $43 billion United States dollars in online sales. That is a 70% increase year over year. Clearly, Walmart has aced SEO and the results are showing. Why you should not start up. A thread. 1. Many influencers on social media urge college students to start up and build companies. All the gyan given by many influencers are clickbaits, and also most of them have never built a company before. 2. Don't start up without having any prior experience or understanding. A startup is a business of people. You can't deal with or make people's lives efficient without experience. 3. When you are building a startup, time is the most important factor. If you are directly building out of college, you will spend more time learning the nuances and make so many mistakes. 4. Before you start up, intern or work full-time at a startup. Only then, you will be able to understand how to build a company, and the best part is you have practical experience. At the same time, keep planning for your startup. 5. When you start up, you will have to pay salaries and bear other expenses. There are huge chances that you will have less money, so working before you start up helps you make a few bucks. 6. Many folks who start right out of college think building a startup is a race and end up having zero quality relationships. Relationships are always a game changer for startups. Having quality relationships with other founders, media folks, investors helps. 7. One final thought is you don't start up without having conviction. You can't build a startup based on inspiration and motivation.